All right, guys, I'm back, and I have in my hand what might look like to most people as a Spyderco PM2, but what I can only refer to as a fake as fuck Spyderco. And I bought this. I bought this intentionally, knowing what it was, for educational and learning purposes. And this is not going to be like a how to spot a fake. There are plenty of videos like that online. I bought this from Amazon, fully knowing what I was getting, to prove a point to some people and to educate some people in a knife group on Facebook who were woefully and potentially intentionally ignorant of the game that these counterfeiters and scammers play when they're selling these things on various places. So I am honestly, I'm destroying this thing. Do you hear that? Listen to when I open it. No knife should make that noise when you open it. I'm destroying this thing. I'm making sure that I never want this to escape captivity and get out into the population where somebody can mistake it for real. I mean, and here's the thing about these clones. I'm not worried that I spent $25 on a clone. Now, you should never buy clones for many moral, ethical reasons, but the big thing is people buy them not the people that don't know better. There are people that don't know they're buying clones sometimes. But the people that do know they're buying clones and then try to pass them off as real ones and get real world prices for them, or trade them for legit knives, you know, and pass off a counterfeit piece of junk as a real high value knife. That's, you know, forget the intellectual property theft, forget all the others. That's really, to me, one of the big problems with clones in the world, is that they end up in circulation in the population and people get ripped off with them. Okay, so this one though, a lot of time, and again, there are people that unfortunately just don't know any better. When you see a deal that is just too good to be true online, it is. It is. If you see a Spyderco PM2 being sold for $25, it is either fake as fuck or there is something hugely wrong with it. It has either been used in a murder and they're trying to get rid of the murder weapon, or there is something incredibly wrong with it, either you know, production wise, or it has been broken, or something is wrong with it. If the deal is too good to be true, it absolutely is. Now, this particular one, I'm going to show you, I'm going to put up on the screen what the actual listing on Amazon looked like. Okay, and you can see that what they often do on sites like AliExpress and Wish and things like that, in order to not be flagged as copyright infringement or counterfeit or stuff like that, they'll Photoshop the picture. And you can see that this one was listed with the whole Photoshopped out, with all the markings Photoshopped out. Now, you can still tell it is a blatant copy of a Spyderco PM2. But without actually saying Spyderco, and there are, again, if you look up tons of videos on how to spot a fake, you can tell that this writing is a little bit off. This is not the way the bug should feel, and it's way too dark to be the actual, you know, etched bug. This is pretty good, but I mean, like, so all these markings are gone. And in this group, the argument was, somebody posted and was like, to warn people, like, it basically said this is not okay. And there were a bunch of people, like I said, woefully ignorant, saying, well, that's not a counterfeit. Look, it doesn't even have the hole in it. It doesn't have the Spyderco on the blade, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, as soon as you get this knife in the mail, you're going to open it up. Like, this is what they do. This is the game that they play. And they were, I mean, these people were sticking to their gun. The hill they wanted to die on was that, no, it's not a real counterfeit because it doesn't have the things. And I was like, I told them, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to see exactly what you get. And it's, I forgot my actual word. The original post was deleted because, like, the guy who posted it felt bad that he started such a commotion in the group. But I was like, I am going to bet you anything, that when I get it, it's going to be a full-on clone of the PM2, complete with the hole and the markings and all that stuff. This is just the game that they play to get it past the counterfeiting, you know, screening. So I got it today. I opened it up, and this is a terrible, just to prove, this is a terrible one-hand cell phone video of me opening it, but this is me actually opening it in real time right here as it arrived. So there you go. It is, I mean, it is exactly out of the box, and this box is terrible. This box lacks some key. And again, if you don't know what you're looking for, you might think, oh, this is very Spyderco, right? But this is not a Spyderco label. First of all, this should be made in the USA, not made in China. Spyderco labels go down here, and this is not what they look like. They have other information. Inside the box, this does look like some legit Spyderco stuff, but there's still some stuff wrong with this. This looks fairly legit, but there are just, you look at it, and Spyderco does not always tape their boxes, so like cutting it open, I was surprised I had to do that. But the box is fairly good, but there are just, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, of course, Chinese copy of the knife. Who knows what this blade steel really is? No idea, no way to tell. The hardware is wrong too, and it just doesn't, some of the screws are not flush, and this G10 just feels weird. I can't describe it. It feels weird. The compression lock feels weird. You should get more of it. You should have more of it in your hand. And come on, close. And then of course there's this, whatever that is. But anyway, that's not. The point is, you got to be wary of these ads and some websites that want to sell you something, and you got to be aware of the tricks that they do. And yeah, you might say like, well, I didn't know it looked. You know when you're buying a fake knife, when it's obvious, when they Photoshop. What they like to do on Benchmades is they on when you see counterfeit listings for a Griptilian, they will Photoshop out the hole, like on a 550 Griptilian, they Photoshop out the hole again, and sometimes they Photoshop out the thumb studs, and of course all the Benchmade and the Mel Pardue markings, because Griptilians are getting more expensive these days, so they do that. But like, when you see a listing and it looks exactly like the knife, and the only thing that's missing are the trademark things, they probably have Photoshopped them out just so that they can sell it to you without exposing what they're doing. When they ask you specifically not to post any photos in your reviews, you know that they don't want to be seen with the fake counterfeit markings on the knife. That's another clue. If the listing says please don't post photos, they're selling you intentionally counterfeit stuff and they don't want people to see it. So these are just some little, God, what is making it make that sound? It's got to be the detent that makes it do that. I have no idea what would possibly make it make that sound when I open it. I don't know, but I'm literally going to destroy this knife. This knife does not deserve to live. You do not deserve to live. You are a bad knife. I won't even like do a custom thing on this and give it away to somebody. I mean, just based on, that is mechanically terrible. I wouldn't put this in someone's hand. Even if I got rid of all the markings and made it look like not a Spyderco. Like I wouldn't put this mechanical piece of crap in someone's hand. So Anyway, guys, I hope that this little bit of information helps you guys sort through, because like I said, there are folks who they just haven't learned yet. They haven't been in the community long enough to know this stuff yet. So, thank you to my Patreon guys. You funded this learning expedition, this educational experience for us. It's Patreon money at work here. So thank you to the Patreon team who provides hours and hours of joyful entertainment for everyone to see. And for us to... I hope you guys don't feel like I wasted money, though, knowing that I'm just going to probably Dremel through this blade and everything. But it was good of us. It was good to teach some folks. Money well spent as far as I'm concerned. But thanks to the Patreon guys for this. And thank you guys for your viewership, as always, and for watching. And remember that you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again with something real soon.